In this video, we're going to be using Excel in order to find the standard deviation for a set of data items. We're going to be using two different Excel functions, one to find the population standard deviation and the other to find the sample standard deviation. The data set, the example data set that we're going to be using are fish weights in different tanks, in these 4 different tanks. So let's start off by finding the population standard deviation for the values in tank 1. So I'm going to click into the cell that I want my population standard deviation to appear in. I'm going to type an equals and then the name of the function for standard deviation. The Excel function is stdev, and then notice I have two choices. I have stdev.p or .s. The .p will be my population standard deviation. So I'm going to double click on that, and then I'm going to select the parameters. That will be the values in tank 1. So I'm going to select and highlight the values in the column under tank 1, and then I'm going to type a closing parentheses and then press enter. So this gives me the population standard deviation for the values under tank 1. Now we can repeat this process for tank 2, tank 3, and tank 4 in the cells to the right, or as an alternative, we can drag the function in the cell that we just typed in to the right, to the other 3 cells. So I'm going to do that by hovering my cursor over the lower right hand point of that cell, clicking and dragging to the right. Now we have the population standard deviation for each of these 4 columns, which represent the 4 tanks. Now let's do the same thing, but let's find the sample standard deviation. So we're basically going to be doing the same thing in the row below. So I'm going to click into the cell that I want my sample standard deviation in, and then I'm going to type equals stdev, but this time I'm going to select .s. So I'm going to double click on the .s function. Now I'm going to select the parameters. That will be the values under tank 1. I'm going to highlight those, and then I can close the parentheses and press enter. Now I'm going to drag the function in this cell into the cells to the right in order to get the sample standard deviation for the other 3 tanks. So I click and drag that lower right hand point to the other 3 cells. And now we have both the population standard deviation and the sample standard deviation. And that concludes our video on how to use the Excel functions for population standard deviation and sample standard deviation.